So we're going to make our own ephemera today. I'm going to show you all of the different elements that you have already around your house that you can use to make your own ephemera. So what do I mean by ephemera? That can be anything that you fussy cut out from any book page, magazine page, a cover of a notebook. In this case, this here comes off of a cover of a notebook, and this one just happens to be eco-friendly soy ink and 60% recycled paper. And this company, I'm not a sponsor, I'm not affiliated with them, but it's called Mint Green, and you can find it at Walmart. So I just received these in a swap from our Facebook group that I am in. It's called Junk Journal Junction, and you can look that up in my description box below. And to be a member, just subscribe to my channel and the other admin's information when you go over to the group page. You'll see that, and sign up for my VIP coupon club. And then if you're anything to do with junk journaling, scrapbooking, quilting, and you're wanting to incorporate your quilting skills into making junk journals and your quilting skills into making scrapbooks, journals of any sort, altered books, then I invite you to check out that Facebook group. I'm just a temporary moderator right now, helping out admin for a little while. So anyway, that group is a lot of fun, and so it's very low-key, no pressure. Alright, so here's some other things that you can do. This is obviously as well something that was pre-made, but they're very, very nice die-cut shapes. But to make your own, these are stickers, vellum stickers. You can make your own vellum stickers as well. And how you make your own vellum stickers is by taking a sheet of wax paper, glue the edges to cardstock, run that through or not wax paper, transparency paper, tracing paper, glue the edges to your cardstock, run that through your printer, inkjet printer, and you can print right on it and make your own transparency stickers. If you'd like me to show you how to do that in an upcoming video, then let me know. I showed you how, or I will show you how to make your own printed tissue paper as well, doing that same method. So that's coming in an upcoming video. Okay, and then book pages, any images, even words, quotes. This is obviously a vintage botanical book, so it's really, really up to you, whatever your theme is. I mean, you can just go through magazines. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So I've taken book pages. This was a botanical book, and I went through it, and I hand dyed the pages using turmeric. So it just gave them an even more vintage, pale, yellowing, aging it look here. You can do this with tea bags, anything that has color, peels of things like avocado rind, and just pure it up in the blender. So it's just really, the possibilities are endless. You can take little pieces of scrap. Here's another way, just cut fabric and save your fabric scraps. These can all become ephemera pieces. You can use them in collages, keep your little scraps of lace. Again, it's just, little bits and pieces of things can make your ephemera. Little pieces of cardstock, quotes. So you can find things very inexpensive and make yourself. But if you're, want to make it, you cut corners a little bit and just purchase some off of Etsy and support some of the small shops on there, small businesses on there. I always try to look for smaller shops that are trying to get started versus ones that have, tens of thousands of sales. Let's help the small shops get going. So that's my personal preference. You can take napkins. This is another way. So how many ways have I shown you already? So the first one was from a notebook cover. The second one was from vintage book pages. The third one was from vintage or just fabric scraps and laces. And then magazine pages, the covers of magazine pages. That's another way. Napkins is yet another way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your cardstock and paper scraps. So that's your 6th way. Okay. And then magazine pages. So let's just sit down here, go through some magazines, and show you just how quick and easy you can make your own ephemera with things you already have. So just starting with the cover, because the covers are always very sturdy, and this is printed on recycled paper, so there you go again. Eco-friendly, so if you're like me and you'd like to incorporate eco-friendly into your projects, then look for magazines like this one, Mary Jane's Farm, that are made from recycled papers. So now I can come back in here and fussy cut around this, or I can just use it just like it is and use it as a collage, which is probably what I will wind up doing. Now, you can also take the word phrases. So on my evergreen journal, it's the name I picked out for it was Rebel Quilter, which describes me to a T. So I took that out of a magazine, and that became the name of my journal. So it was just so easy to do. So here you go. And then I've embellished it with tons of things. A fabric tassel, a beaded bookmark, a beaded and vintage book page tassel, a little chain. So it's just beautiful things that you can do and turn something that looks so plain and ordinary into something really, really nice. And my decoupage box that I made in another video with you, I took Christina's idea. She said she would use it to store things in, and look what I'm doing, Christina. You were right. So I have lots more of these boxes, and if anyone is interested in purchasing one from me, that if you would like me to decoupage it into a theme for you, just let me know. And but otherwise, I'm going to have a good time decorating those boxes and using them in my craft room here to store things, because we always need plenty of storage, and they're so cute. It turned out so cute. Okay, so the rest of this cover, I could use, take individual words again, map quilts. That's another idea. So let's look back here. Let's go to the map quilts and see what kind of images that we can find. So there's a lot of chicken images. Okay, so here's the whole map quilt idea. So think of this how fun this would be to use this on the front of a junk journal. That theme, just take, so you could just, I'll cut out this whole box right here, and then this can go right onto the front of a page or a junk journal, and then give you the idea of copying this, and or if you want to just condense it down to your state. So some of these are much easier to do. Florida's a little bit, where I live, is a little bit tricky. Texas would be a little bit tricky. Louisiana looks like it would be a little bit tricky. So any that are just already kind of, boxy shaped, those would be very, very easy. So Florida, again, like I'm saying, I would have to get a template and print it off of the internet, and then I could do that. So just to give you an idea, so I will be cutting that out, using that, incorporating that into my stack of ephemera. This is a very colorful page, so this rug would be perfect. I can cut this out. Farm Girl at Heart, which I was Farm Girl of the Month, May of 2019, so I have this towel that I received as a gift from the owner of the magazine, Mary Jane. And here's some cute ideas as well. So a coat hanger and this dress, and it says happiness right here on it. So just taking scraps of fabric and putting that together. So you can get lots of ideas just going through magazines like this and looking at even quilt magazines, because I'm a quilter. And then you see how they use the different elements and put them together to make a quilt. You can do the same thing to make a junk journal. Embellish a page and do a cover. So I thought what would be a fun idea is to take some of these projects and let's incorporate them into making a journal and embellishing a page. And trying to copy the quilt collage as closely as possible onto one of our junk journals. And again, this is full of images with food and recipes, so you can take any of these and look at this. Beautiful flowers here. This font here, the big word yes. Here's happiness, you can cut that out. Farm life, so anything content, so any of these words that are bigger. Treasures, so I can cut this out. So you can see how quick and easy it begins to become to add your ephemera just from magazines. So it's really, really easy. I love this one. Every woman has a story. This is definitely going to be cut out and go into my stacks of ephemera. So that is my recommendation, is get your books, cookbooks and magazines, and go to the used bookstores, thrift stores, Goodwill, places like that. Start picking up books really, really cheap if there's anyone having garage sales around you, and start just scouring and going through it, and now in no time at all you will have your own unique ephemera. So if you, again, of course, want to buy the mass-produced and copy what everybody else does, and you know, that's fine too. Whatever your style is, I like to be unique. I like to make my own things up. So, oh, this is so cute. This is definitely a project that's going to be coming up that I want to do as a layout in my bullet journal page. Isn't this adorable? So you just take wood frames, picture frames, and they're all the same size. This looks like a 5x7. And then that becomes your bulletin board, calendar, family board, if you will, in your home, and you just back it with quilt batting and your fabric, and you attach it to the back, probably staple it together. But we can do the same thing as a layout on a bullet page, and on a page in my bullet journal. So each frame is a day of the week, and then it just, you know, you embellish the extra little ones. They have one that says our week, and then don't forget. But this is so, so cute. I love that idea. And so I think that is going to be an upcoming project. What I will do with it, I'll show you. Also, I'm going to do this in my evergreen journal, my Rebel Quilter journal I just showed you. I'll do a page in there because I have several pages that I haven't embellished. Of course, it's going to be all green. So that is going to be fun project. So if you want to see me do that project and follow along and get some ideas and make it with me, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. Come back, keep an eye out, and I'll show you some more really fun ideas from this magazine. And I highly would encourage you to subscribe to it, or go down to the Tractor Supply or your local stores, bookstores where they sell magazines. This issue was from February, March of 2013, so obviously, and then all her back issues are sold, and all the extras that I had, I've sold out of. So, but you can sign up and get the current issues, because every magazine is just filled with so many wonderful projects. So again, that's it for today. Okay, so showing you how to make your own ephemera using these different elements and places right in your own home. So as a recap, we've covered a notebook page, recycled papers. We covered book pages, botanical books, so any book of any sort, and it can be nonfiction, fiction, doesn't matter. And the page texture, keep in mind you don't want the slick pages, you want the matte pages. Those are much easier. Okay, your fabric choices again, and scraps of fabric in your scraps of cardstock, and then magazine covers, magazine pages, and then napkins, so decorative napkins, and trims and lace and ribbons. All of these elements can make ephemera. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me here today, and all the pertinent information is in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this and you'd like to join my neighborhood, then you feel free to subscribe, and I'd like to see you in an upcoming video. So have a great day. Leave me a comment below if you so desire, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.